and he was training for another one when he got sick. And one more thing, today is he and his wife's 38th wedding anniversary. With us now is Dr. Wegg's son, also Dr. Wegg, Russell Wegg. Russell, man, what a tough situation. I'm so sorry for what your family is going through. Give us an update on your dad. How's he doing right now?
Thank you, Anna. My father still remains fighting for his life. He is in the ICU, the same ICU that he ran to for over 30 years, treating patients with emergency gastrointestinal issues. He is now the patient, as you said, treated by his colleagues. He is on the brink of being intubated and is struggling for every breath and with all of his strength to stay off that machine. He's scared for his life, and we are scared for him as well.
I can certainly understand that. We look at these pictures of him. He looks like such a vibrant, loving man. Walk us through what happened, what he experienced.
Yes, so about 4 weeks ago, a patient called saying they were having a chronic cough that was a little worsening. And being the physician he is, this is early on in the COVID crisis in New York City, he brought the patient in to examine him to see if there was pneumonia or there was anything he could do. During the exam, the patient coughed to no fault of his own. And about a week later, my father developed a high fever. And just a few days later, ended up being admitted to the hospital. And within 24 hours is now in the ICU.
Wow, I understand you aren't able to visit him. So how are you getting updates about your father's condition? And what is it like to not be there with him right now?
Yeah, this is the one and only time my father has ever been admitted to the hospital, and it's been challenging for myself and my whole family and the providers at the hospital. But we take great comfort to know that my father is receiving the best of care by the best physicians New York City has to offer, and that has provided us with such great comfort. But I want to bring attention to one thing I know doctors throughout the country are struggling with, and that is the access to the trial medications that can be saving lives. We talk a lot about the shortage of PPE, which my dad experienced, and that's why he contracted this virus. We talk a lot about the need for ventilators, which is very important. But what I think we need more attention to as well is the availability of trial medications. My father is currently waiting to be a part of a trial that is currently closed for enrollment, a trial that was limited to only 400 patients. As you've shown us, there's over 110,000 cases of this in the United States, and limiting trials to just a few hundred or a couple of thousand is not okay. And we need to be access trial medications that could be potentially life-saving and will not only save lives, but could get people off the ventilator even sooner and free up ventilators for other patients that are coming in or preventing them from needing it in the first place.
Obviously, because you're not able to visit your dad, I don't know if you've had any direct communication with him. I don't know exactly what his state of being is right now, but if you could talk to him right now, what would you tell him?
I tell him how much I love him and to remain strong and to be emboldened, and that he will get through this, and that we and the rest of the country are in this together, and he has an army behind him, and he will make it through, just like he's done everything else in his life. The marathons, getting through medical school, the 30 years of training, of practicing, and the 30,000 New Yorkers that he's treated, they are all behind him, and together we will all get through this. And as you know, it's not just him. I have friends whose parents, healthy people, are on their deathbeds waiting for these trial medications, hoping that it'll help them get better. And I pray for all of them. My family prays for all of them. And we thank everybody, the doctors at the hospital, and the outpouring of support we received. And I thank you for your time on your excellent program this afternoon.
Oh, well, Russell, Dr. Wegg, thank you for taking the time, for sharing your family's story. Our prayers are with you as well, and sending you and your dad especially all of our strength, and hoping that it really ends up okay. We'll keep in touch.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.